Welcome back to Starknet Espresso. Today we are diving into one of the most DeFi primitives on Starknet, liquid staking. Enjoy is helping to secure the network while also unlocking utility for stakeholders across DeFi. We will explore what Endur is building, why liquid staking matters for Starknet's growth, and where the ecosystem is heading next. I'm your host, Uche, and joining us today is Akira, co-founder of Endur Finance. Let's jump right in. Welcome, Akira, to Starknet Espresso. It's such a pleasure to have you join us today.
Hey. Thanks, Uche, for inviting, and it's my pleasure to be with you on this call today. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, thanks. Without wasting much time, why don't you introduce yourself to our audience and tell us a little bit about how you got into the world of blockchain?
Okay. So I'm Akira. I'm one of the founders for Endur, and also we also run Stark Farm as well. Yeah. So I'm mostly on the tech side. I mostly build things end to end. I personally like doing that. So for me, I've been like a studious kid most of my college or like school time and all. Um, I think when I was in college, I was into engineering, and for me, studies were no longer, what do you say, challenging. I mean,
Yeah,
you could always study and get good grades and all. It wasn't fun anymore.
yeah,
I wanted something more fun, and somehow building businesses and entrepreneurship seemed a lot more challenging. That is something I felt like I can do for the rest of my life, mostly.
yeah,
So I started about 8 years back, not in crypto directly, but into the web tech and trying to build some software startup or something.
yeah,
Uh, and that's how I mostly learned all the technical skills around building apps and stuff. In 2017, I guess that's when I first came across crypto, Bitcoin mainly. Back, I was
yeah,
doing some internship, and one of my managers suggested me to look at this new thing. Back then, I really didn't understand. It was more like a trading thing or investing,
yeah,
gambling thing. But I didn't realize the beauty of it then. It's when I think in 2021 or so, I read some books, spoke to a few people, and that's when I understood its true beauty. Like earlier, I was just thinking it's just a ledger, it's just a complicated ledger or something,
yeah,
hype for it. But yeah, you realize the value of that eventually. And I felt for me, this is like a technical governance. I mean, as a developer, I can see how tech can be misused if it's in
yeah,
the wrong hands. People who have your data access can misuse in different ways. I
yeah,
felt this is a way to include governance into technology and build things that are less. It is still crypto is still political in some form, but yeah, once you decide
yeah,
on a particular code, it's fixed. Nobody can just easily tamper with it. Yeah,
yeah,
that's how I think as a technology optimist, I would say I really like that part of crypto, and that's how I got into my journey into this. I worked previously with some fintech firms, so I had some finance knowledge. Yeah, it's a mix of all these things, software, fintech, and ideology. I think I landed here today. Yeah.
Oh, great, great. Such a fantastic journey you've had so far. And let's talk about Endure. Endure is one of the biggest platforms now on Starknet. Can you, for our viewers that just joining or coming in contact with Endure first, can you tell us a bit about Endure and what Endure is all about?
Sure. So, I think as a viewer, you already might know about staking. It's widely used concept in the blockchain systems, and Starknet also has. Endure is it's a liquid staking platform. It's meant for Stark staking, but the key difference is that you can do native staking, which is like just go to the staking protocol, any of the dashboards. Like for example, Endure has a native staking dashboard as well. You go choose your validator that you want to support, and you stake with them. Simple. But now there are certain added benefits that you get when you do with liquid staking. For example, at any point in time, you want to take a loan against your staking position, you'll be able to take. That's because when you stake with Endure, you get this token called xSTRK, which is a token that is accepted as collateral on platforms like Visu, Nostra, and it's also traded in the markets on Ikubu, Nostra as well. So, two major advantages, like I said, collateralization of your stake. You want to quickly get liquidity, like you want to unstake. Normally, it would take 21 days, but in our case, even if you unstake with Endure, most times the staking times are faster. They are less than 21 days. They can be 2, 3 days as well. It depends. If it's a larger amount, it can take a longer time, but for most smaller amounts, it's fast. But you could also just go and sell the XSTARK in the market as well and
Yeah,
quickly get your. So that's the key advantages of an LST in general. Mainly, you get to do more things in DeFi. Maybe you want to get a lot more yield, or you want to be more degenerate and do some looping and
yeah,
play in. You can do it with this. I think one more added benefit that can be seen by some people, I think, is like the tax advantages. It depends on the locality or the region of the people, but it's like when you just native stake, your rewards, you earn rewards every hour. So it's like your earnings are happening in real time. Essentially, you have realized gains and you can be taxed. But when you hold a token like xStark, you only get the gain when you sell or when you redeem xStark for star. So in the meantime, all your gains are unrealized and you don't end up paying tax immediately at least. You have to pay only
yeah.
tax when you exit. So that's can be seen as benefit by some people as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think one of the things I like about xStack, it gives me option because I'm in Endure and of course I'm staking. So I stake some stack for xStack. And I think I tweeted about it recently. So I staked some stack, got some xStack, and then I went to Viso and then I lent it. So it's like using one in my language, you say we use one stone to kill two birds at, at the same time. So I like the option it gives. One thing I noticed on native staking and liquid staking is that the APYs are are a little bit different. For liquid staking, I think the APY has been much larger than the native staking for a while. What's the mechanism that decides the API for both platforms?
It's I don't think that's a general case. I mean, if you're just talking about liquid staking without any
Yeah,
DeFi use, it's not always greater than native staking. So in native staking, it depends on which validator you use. Each validator has a set of commission that they set. And similarly, Endure takes a certain fee from our side as well, only on the rewards. So
yeah,
the APY can be different in both the places and depends on what kind of commissions both players
yeah,
operate. But one advantage with Endure is that the rewards are auto compounded. You don't have to worry about claiming your rewards and doing it. Since we do it on a scale for every day, it adds a compounding effect on the rewards as well. And when you start using these things on Endure or sorry, on Visu, Nostra, or Ekubu, you get this additional yield on top of the native yield. So in general, it can be a better option to liquid stake if your goal is to optimize for better yield. Yeah.
Oh, great, great. Xstack is one of the, I think it was tweeted out lately. There were 10,000 accounts using Xstack right now on Starknet. What would you say has fueled this user adoption so far?
Yeah, I mean, it has been great so far. Uh, I mean, I don't really know how to say, but yeah, it's a good feeling to see people use the protocol. It's been 6 months and it's going strong. And we are looking to, and we are thinking of different ways on how we can scale that further as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was the next question what I was going to ask because I think I was having a conversation with a friend and we
sort of attribute much of what is happening with xSTRK to, the DeFi spring, the DeFi summer, the DeFi spring, and the rewards that come with it. Do you think when this programs end, that is going to affect the TVL of xSTRK in the ecosystem? And what exactly are we doing to expand the use case of xSTRK?
I don't really think DeFi Spring would affect the TVL of xSTARK. One, see, mathematically speaking, there is a limited number of Stark in circulation, and a percentage of that will be staked all the time, irrespective of the price. It's somebody has to hold the Stark and somebody has to put it for staking. So, and a percentage of them will definitely think that they want some added benefits, collateralization, and I think the yield can always be better irrespective of DeFi Spring because, for instance, the yield on Ekubu for extra stock would totally depend on the trading volumes, etc. Of course, DeFi Spring adds a boost, but irrespective of that, if the trading volumes are good, the yield will still be good. And similarly on VSO as well. I think markets generally tend to be efficient, see depending on market conditions, what is the risk-free yield, etc. Depending on that, things do adjust automatically, and there will always be something good or better someone can do irrespective of DeFi Spring. Yeah.
Yeah, great, great. One of the much more concerns when it comes to staking right now on Starknet is the issue of centralization, because I think we have a little few, what would you say, validators in the ecosystem, and it seems like the most of people are delegating to these top validators, and it brings that sense of centralization in some sense. Do you think Endure can do anything to, make the staking world of Starknet more decentralized in that sense? And again, I was looking at the dashboard yesterday on Endure, especially on the delegation aspect, and the decentralization factor is about 5 point something percent, which again shows to, this idea of centralization. Are there anything that we're doing to make sure that we pass that message of decentralization?
Think there will be some factor of central. I mean, honestly, I think there will be some factor of centralization in the short term at least. The main reason being uh, teams who hold a lot of user base and control would want stake to go to their validator. So they are the centers of user engagement. So they would obviously promote their own validators when asking users to stake. Like you said, in the short term, it would be very hard to move stake to a lot of delegators. I don't think that's easily possible. A lot of
Yeah,
um, effort has to be taken by different parties to push that. I think one thing Starkware themselves is trying to do is allocate a portion of their tokens to different validators with good metrics,
yeah,
etc. So I think that's one very good move to bring more voices into the ecosystem. From I think from Endure side, um, what we will eventually do is we're already have it's develop work in progress. Basically, we will have multiple validator set behind the scenes. So anyone who stakes with Endure, the stake will be distributed to multiple
oh,
validators behind the
wow,
scenes. So that's something we are working on. I think that should be an added advantage to small validators as well. And again, it depends on how the network prioritizes decentralization. You can always tune these parameters from our end to see maybe we can send a bigger portion to smaller validators, etc.
yeah,
But it's also important to ensure that the validators we are sending stake to are good validators as well.
yeah,
Have the best interest of the network in place. I think otherwise it would be a problem to the network as well. So these
yeah.
are some things that we're trying to balance well, and we are already working on it. Yeah.
Oh, are there any, what would be the parameters for judging like a good parameter that you intend to delegate to?
I think, in my opinion, just knowing which team is behind them, behind the validator,
Yeah,
and what kind of history they have. Do they also delegate to other chains? Basically, I think trying to understand what is their motive in trying to become a validator for Starknet. So I think that's the key thing. So for now, we already have data of validators' names and their details, etc. So to some extent, we can obviously see which team is running behind a validator. But yeah, we'll have to do further research to before we start sending stake to such systems. We'll slowly roll out this. It
Yeah.
won't be adding like tens of
Yeah.
validators directly
Yeah.
to start go on. Yeah.
Great. I think that's going to help a lot with this issue of decentralization too. One other thing I was going to mention is I noticed on Voyager the list of validators on Voyager is quite much more than what we have on Endure. Are there criteria for you to include validators on Endure? Are there certain criteria for that?
When you say list of validators, is it validators with a name or all validators?
So I feel like the number of total validators on Voyager are a little bit different from the number of validators on Endure. So I'm thinking maybe there's it's a different criteria on which you list validators on Endure.
No, no, I don't think there is any different criteria. Even we have 110 I mean, 110 validators listed who have a non-zero stake. We also list old validators as well. I think including them, we list like some 129 on our side, and even Voyager lists like 110 validators, which is fair enough that only 110 are having an active stake. Yeah, so there is
Okay.
no other criteria. We should be having same information.
Okay, fair enough. I think I was having a conversation with someone that mentioned he was yet to see his validator name on Endure, and I'm like, okay, maybe it's something that can.
So name may be a different thing. I mean, we list all the addresses at least. Sometimes I have to check our like people submit information to us that this is their validator and their name, logo, etc. Then we check them
Okay.
and update on the website. I think there may be some delay there, but yeah, there's no other reason why we don't list them.
Great. I think it's clearer now. Let's go on to I think this is one of the reasons why we shifted our session for a while. The staking V2 came out. What's been the highlight of it, and what's different from V1 and V2 staking?
So, in terms of technically, validators have a job to do now. In the V1 version, validators just had to create an account, stake some Stark, and they're done. But now they have to actively run a node which
Oh,
attests blocks to the network. This is like it's kind of a verification, you can say,
yeah.
that the blocks used by the sequencer are good enough. So in staking V1, it was more like a initial launch where Starkware was checking that how much stake would come into the network and what the willingness of the users and validators to participate in staking. Now, then the phase two is like validators are given a small job, which is they have to randomly verify or like attest blocks from time to time, like once every hour. So this gives information to developer like Starkware saying that how many of the validators are actively running,
Yeah.
how many of them have resources to continue running, all these things. So I think before giving serious network related responsibilities to the validators, this is a step where we can see that they're active enough or not.
Thank you. So, the next question would be on Endure Points program. I think that's one of the biggest hot topics on Endure now. Tell me about the point system and how it works.
Sure. Like many other point system, it's straightforward. The more you stake, the more points you get. Every day you are staked, you get points every day. It's as simple as that. So I think we have certain bonus points and all. We want more people to add liquidity for xSTRK on Ekubo, so there are certain added bonus points there. And we want people to stake long term with us, and so there are certain added bonus points there. I think like every 6 months we take your minimum amount staked across the 6 months, and we add some more points based on that. So it's yeah, the intent is to one and strengthen the liquidity of xSTARK and also ensure long-term usage of xSTARK. Uh, the whole reason we launched point system was like we had announced about this fee rebate 6 months back, that whatever
Yeah.
fees that we for 6 months will be given to the users, and we needed a way to account for that, who should get how much. So,
Yeah.
and in general, a point system is a great way to understand who are the true users, who are active users, and all those things.
Yeah.
So we built this long-term system, and the first use case of this is definitely the rewards that we are going to distribute soon.
Oh, great, great. So it means like, what are the rewards going to be like? I'm looking at the first exclusive information on this. Are we going to get rewards on Stack? Or are we looking at the big question? Is Endur going to have his own token to make this happen?
Uh, I think the first question is that the rewards part. Like I said, I think we have already announced that about 250K xStark will be given to users, and we already have a dashboard, like a leaderboard on Endure app, where you can check your eligibility, how much tokens you would receive, and all. Um, so, but now regarding token, I mean, projects like this, like liquid staking tokens, they do tend to have a token in like at some point. Reason being of their importance to the community and the network. The stability of such projects is important. So, and eventually community comes into a picture as a governance point of view. So, but honestly, we haven't planned anything in that direction yet. We mostly have a lot of technical work as of now itself, and a
Yeah.
growth we have to focus on. So in the coming future, it's like our focus will be to grow further. We'll probably be running a few experiments and see how we can bring more activity into Endure. Parallelly, like I said, we are going to decentralize the validator set to accept more validators. So that is technically being developed. And I think you already might be knowing about this BTC staking coming
Yeah,
in the
sure.
future,
Yeah.
2, 3. So Endure will be supporting that. I think BTC staking will be very interesting. Um, so technically, I feel like liquid staking will be even more useful than native
Yeah.
staking,
Yeah.
because as simple as when you stake BTC, you will earn rewards in Stark. But if you are a user who wants rewards in BTC itself, I think
Yeah.
as a BTC user, you would want rewards in BTC generally. So Endure
Yeah.
will have this underlying system which will automatically DCA the Stark rewards into Bitcoin. And again, analyst, and technically also that's how an LST would work. So it's for technical reasons we have to swap. Plus, but also it's a good advantage for the users as well. And there are quite a few. So yeah, these are things that we are focusing for now.
Yeah, I was going to ask about this liquid staking into other tokens or coins, because I think that's one other thing. I'm looking at xStacks, but I'm hoping, or the question is, are you guys thinking towards expanding beyond just stacks and including other tokens in the liquid staking platform?
As of now, I mean, we don't have a direct plan beyond Stark and BTC for now.
Yeah.
That's I think, the route to operate here itself for now. And I think once we stabilize this and once we have, maybe we'll consider. But yeah, no plans for now. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what does the future hold for Endure going forward from here?
So I think as I mentioned earlier as well, um, we have quite a bit of things coming up in terms of what users could do, especially the validator set decentralization. I think it's like you in future you might want to stake with Argent, and yet you can get a Endures LST, xSTRK, it could be Avnu or any of these validators. So as an LST, I think that allows to decentralize stake across multiple validators while allowing anyone to have uh, an opportunity to provide with their users an LST options. So I think it's one great thing. Besides that, I mean, BTC staking is already there. I think
Yeah.
additionally we're experimenting with a few small things like a notification kind of system. Yeah, so the notification service I think can be useful in many ways, from getting notified about unstaking things, or you have accumulated too many rewards that you have not claimed yet, or even when your validator has become inactive or has increased commissions, any of these things. I think there is a good set of useful cases that we could build around. So it could be a Telegram bot or an email service that automatically notifies you when such things happen. We're still thinking if it's worth building, but would be happy to know if people see that as a use case that they would want to use, and that will give us a bit more push to ship it
Yeah.
and build it and ship it. Even on the Endure side, I think integrated notification service, anything on the Endure changes happen or your unstaking amounts
Yeah.
are available and have been sent to your wallet, any of these things will together be within the same system. Yeah.
Oh,
I
great,
think
great.
that's all we see for now in terms of the future for now. Yeah.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Great things are happening. I think one of the major things that I think it was also Endure Xando that tweeted it was Binance joined the validator list on Starknet. What does that mean for the ecosystem?
Yeah. So when we were building this for V2, staking V2, we were having a new dashboard and all. So I suddenly noticed a different validator on the
Yeah,
UI showing that we don't know them, and suddenly the one delegator and has like 40 million stocks staked.
yeah,
I was like, did we do some mistake, or is there some bug that is showing that information? I think it's a good sign. Obviously, we'll need more validators, and as many as them is great for the ecosystem. And it shows that the big players are also taking these things seriously and being trying to be a
yeah,
part of it. And also says that maybe this is something Binance is doing to their users. Like maybe there is some earn
yeah.
feature within Binance that people can use Stark to earn stuff. Yeah, overall, I think it's a great thing for the ecosystem. Yeah.
Oh, great, great. Akira, thank you so much for joining me on this episode. It's been so fantastic having you on the show. But before I round up, I have this session called the rapid fire session where I just ask you questions and you come up with the first thing on your mind. I think I have the shit here. So if you're ready, I kick it off.
Sure,
Uh,
sure. Yeah, yeah.
All right. Favorite DeFi protocol on Starknet apart from Endure?
Um, Visu.
Visu. Ah, my favorite. One word to describe Endure's impact on Starknet.
Um, it, I don't know. Uh, what do I say? More utility for staking.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say
So
I'll go back to the what I said before. Use one stone to kill two birds, especially with the liquid staking and
right,
yeah.
right. Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, but yeah, thanks so much for joining us. The last one will be for people that want to reach out to Endure or get more information on Endure, how do they get across to you? How do they get across to you?
I think it's quite easy. You would find a Telegram group link on the website. and
Okay.
just join the group and any questions that you might have. And we're fairly active. We should respond quite soon as well. Um, yeah, I think we would be very much happy to see. I'm sure there are a lot of startups, I mean, builders trying to build different apps with this Cairo coder also active.
Yeah.
I think a lot more projects can easily ship on Starknet right now. So if anybody wants to build any crazy things or
Yeah.
just reach out to us, any partnerships or anything. Yeah.
Oh, great, great. Thank you very much. Thank you so
So
much for joining
I
us
have a
today.
question. I think let's have this
Okay.
here. So,
All right.
I mean, did you get the mic that KDM promised?
Yeah, Kingdom, actually, I was shocked, because when he reached out to me, I've never had the chance to talk about it. When he reached out to me, and because it was on Telegram, I didn't believe it was real. I just thought maybe someone was trying to play fast one on me. And and then it was on Endur Telegram group that he, of course, he told me that he wanted to change my mic for me. And I was like, okay. And then I just played along and then he came on my DM and then we continued chatting from there. We got this mic, that's this particular one that I'm using. Rode mic. We got it just, I think it was basically just four days after we had that chat, the mic arrived here and it's been, I mean, David Barreto commended the idea that my sound quality has increased since then. So so it's a good thing, yeah. Shout out to Robert Kadium. Yeah.
Shout out to them as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So, how many videos did you do so far? It's a rapid fire for you.
Sorry?
How many videos did you do so far?
Um, it's more, we're looking at 30 thereabouts because I started September last year. We're almost a year into it now and I release videos every week. So yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So,
Um
let's say, what is one thing that you like about Endure?
Endure. So first of all, I'm from there's a place called Igbo in Nigeria. We're very industrious in the fact that we like whatever makes money for us. So I like the fact, like I said before, I like the fact that I can use one stone to kill two birds. I like the fact that I can stake my stack and it's yielding, and then I take X stack and then go to Visu, and then it's yielding to one other thing. I think me and Kadium had this conversation. The platform, the UI, the UX is very, very seamless. So I think it's one of the best in the ecosystem. You and Viso, I think you guys have one of the best UI, UX in the ecosystem. It's easy. You don't need anybody to tell you how to, navigate through the platform. It's just seamless, right? So those are two of the things. And of course, you guys are very responsive. I think I reached out once on X and I got a response immediately. So again, it's the support too from you guys, and I think it stands out. It stands out, yeah.
Now, I think what is something that you don't like? Maybe.
What don't I like? What the That's it. That's a hard one. I've really never thought about it. What I don't like. To be honest, for now, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I can't possibly say this is one thing. No. I think my interaction with the website so far has been seamless. I don't think I've had any complaints so far. And I think I've had conversation with a couple of my friends too. Like when I tell somebody go on and they'll just put your stacks and then take X stacks and go. It doesn't require me doing so much explanations. They just go and do it and there's no complaint. So I can't possibly say this is one thing now. Yeah.
Okay. So, last question. Is Bitcoin used within your city or place you live in? I mean, in
So
India, at least, it's not common.
so generally in Nigeria, one crypto is not crypto is popular amongst individuals. So like we do trading within ourselves, P2P kind of stuff, but on a government level, it's not. is regulated in the sense that we're not even allowed to transact with banks when it comes to Bitcoin. So, but I think crypto is very popular in Nigeria, of course, but it's more of P2P kind of circulation than it is about anything. But I think more platforms are, what would you say, incorporating crypto payments in Nigeria. Of course, it comes with that level of uh, disparities when it comes to exchange. But I think Nigeria is pretty much a good place for crypto because we found a way to circulate it amongst ourselves, right? Most of the Gen Zs, most of the youths in Nigeria, I think they are very well inclined to crypto. As far as Bitcoin is concerned, I think this is generally, once you mention crypto, everybody thinks Bitcoin. So it's generically it's popular here, but bar government, what would you say, restrictions, people are doing very well as far as crypto is concerned. Yeah.
So I think once BTC staking is live, we should explore pushing XBTC as payments.
Yes, I mean, yeah, of course, It was part of I had this Bitcoin specials with Visu, XVAS, uh, Argent Wallet, a couple of big players in the ecosystem, and I think this is one of the opportunities we explored. Nigeria is certainly one of those top players when it comes to crypto, and I'm sure we'll be participating a lot once BTC goes live on Starknet. Yeah.
Nice, nice. I definitely would have a lot of questions to learn more about crypto in Nigeria, but I think let's stop for now.
Yeah, sure. You are the first person that's gone like interviewed me back in this throughout this, but it feels good to be asked questions too. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Kira. Thank you so much for being part of this. I enjoyed it.
Thanks a lot for hosting. Yeah, if you do get an answer for what you don't like doping me.
For sure, I will. I will let you know.
That's the brief for today's Starknet Espresso. Huge thanks to Akira from Endur Finance for pouring insights on liquid staking with xSTRK. Guys, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe to Starknet Espresso, drop your reviews, and share this episode with your Web3 crew. Follow Endur on X at EndurFi, on Telegram at Endur.fi, and of course, the website at app.endur.fi to stake your Stark tokens. Join the Starknet DeFi revolution. You know the drill. See you next week. GM and out.